Listen up, get ready, I'm not gonna take no more. There's a revolution, a revelation going on in my soul. Buckle up, get ready, we're not gonna sit back.
Welcome back, all you citizens of the world. Our next guest is a Chicago native from South Shore, went to South Shore High School. It caught my attention because my dad grew up in South Shore, although he did go to Hyde Park High. Our next guest is the one and only Matt B. Once upon a time, it was called Matt David Benson. Goes by Matt B. He's been up for a Grammy before. He's up for a Grammy this year, and we wanted to check in with him and root him on. So hello to you, Matt.
Hi. How's it going, Michael? How are you?
It's going good. How are you doing out there in LA?
I'm doing great. You know, we had our ups and downs with all the craziness with the fires, but things have slowed down and people are in good spirits and they're ready for the Grammy Awards.
Well, we're rooting you on because we love Chicago musicians. Chicago always deserves more attention than it gets. And, you know, I'm just learning a little bit about you. So give us some history. I know you... Your first album was over in Japan. You had an album in China. You sold millions of copies. You have a new album out. You're up for this Grammy. Give us a little info on you and your recording.
Yeah. So I had 2 #1 albums in Japan concurrently. And that was in 2014 and 2016. And then me and my wife, we started an independent label, Vita Records, which has been around since 2014. All of my deals have been through the label in partnership with different labels throughout the world. And at this moment, we are preparing for the Grammy Awards for my album, ALKEBULAN II. My first nomination was in 2022 with my song, Give Me Love, which was off of my album, ALKEBULAN I. So this album is very much so a continuation of the story, and we're just really excited about it.
Give us a little on the meaning of ALKEBULAN, because I screwed it up, I think.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's honestly one of the reasons why we named the album ALKEBULAN. It was not only a beautiful name, but it's for educational purposes as well. And ALKEBULAN means Mother of Mankind or Garden of Eden. And it was thought to be the indigenous name of Africa prior to its colonization. So there's a lot of power in a name. So in a way, we are kind of giving that name back to the continent.
Oh, that's nice. Well, Matt, give us a little bit of your own history. Like, I'd love to hear more about South Shore, growing up down there. My only visits there were in 1942 to visit my grandparents.
Wow.
And then I've gone back a number of times and driven by, I think it's on Euclid Avenue, 7300 or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Dad had lived. But you talk a little bit about growing up in South Shore and being a Chicago guy, and going to school, et cetera, getting into music.
Yeah, so my family is very musically inclined. I remember my grandmother, God rest her soul, she was born in 1919, and she was traveling all throughout the United States during the time of the Green Book era, which was an era when Black people, it wasn't really safe for us to travel throughout the United States. So it was a way of like kind of guiding us through the safe places to stay, hotels and things like that.
Yeah.
And she traveled with her brothers. And her family. And then she eventually ended up settling in Chicago, originally from New Orleans in Mississippi. And she was thought, I mean, she worked with the father of gospel music. I can't remember his name, but she worked with him during a time at Pilgrim Baptist Church, which was on the south side of Chicago. So I say all that to say music is deeply rooted in my family. It's something that we eat, sleep, and breathe. And for me, it's just continuing that legacy of not only my grandmother, but just my family. That being said, being from the south side of Chicago, growing up in the South Shore neighborhood, going to school at South Shore High School, it definitely had its ups and downs. I think the neighborhood is a lot different from when you went there in the 1940s, but still that energy of Chicago, that Chicago spirit is still there. Chicago is a very diverse city with a lot of different genres of music just kind of all blending together in a melting pot. And I had a lot of exposure in those different genres of music. And I think that it reflects in what I'm creating today because I feel that my music is very eclectic.
And When did you first pick up an instrument? I mean, you probably, people were singing to you all your life, even before you were born. But when did you actually remember picking up an instrument or singing? And give me that, and then I'll get another one in there.
We had this really, really old piano. I forgot what brand it was, but it was all beat up. It was out of tune, but we carried it from one house to the next as we moved. And I just remember always just trying to figure out songs on that piano. I would hear things, whether it be theme songs to television shows or cartoons, and I'd be trying to figure it out and just playing by ear. My grandmother also had a piano. I'd play with her piano a little bit, although she wasn't really too fond of that. and it was just fun. Like it was one of those things where, once again, my family, we eat, sleep, and breathe music. I remember just being 3-4 years old and all of us getting together for the holiday season, and my family group of 5-10 people just breaking out in all these different harmonies in the living room. So it was just, for me, it's something that is very dear, very special to me. And it's just something that just comes really naturally because of the exposures that I've had throughout the years.
Matt B., do you remember your first performance in front of people outside your home and your family?
I actually do. So outside of just going to different nursing homes and things like that during the holiday seasons and giving back, because my mom was just very big on that, I recall going to high school. I was about 13 years old, and I was with my brothers, and it was right before the December break. And we got on stage and we sang in 3-part harmony, and the school just went wild. Like, it was so loud and people were so excited, and they couldn't hear us. So they stopped us from singing, and the faculty was like, if you guys don't quiet down, then we're not going to let them sing. So the room went so quiet that you could almost hear a pin drop. And we sang the song. I think it was a Christmas song. I don't recall exactly which one it was. And then the crowd, the audience just, like, they just went nuts. It made me super popular with the girls, which I really liked at the time because, I was a kid. So it was just, to me, that was my first real taste of like, wow, like this is something that I really, really want to do.
Did you get paid for that gig, or do you remember the first time you made money doing a gig?
I wish I did get paid for that. I should contact the school and be like, where's my money? No, I'm kidding. But no, I didn't get paid for that. I would say my first big paycheck. I mean, there was $50 here, $100 there when me and my brothers were performing, doing talent shows and things like that. But my first big win was in 2014 when I got paid through the label. And at first I thought, like, I might not make any money, but nothing ventured, nothing gained. But I got a really big check. And when I got that big check, I was like, wow, this is insane. Like, I had never seen that much money before in my life, let alone in music. And it just was really exciting. And it made me think to myself, like, this is really something that I could do on a professional level. It's not just something that I'm doing just because I'm passionate about it, or that it may be a hobby, but it's something that I could do professionally.
Are you living now in LA permanently, or do you come back to Chicago?
I haven't been back to Chicago in a few years now.
Come on, hurry back.
I'll tell you what, if we win this Grammy February 2nd, one of the things that I want to do is I want to bring it back, and I want it to be in the city, and I want people to touch it. I want people to feel it. I want to share that energy with everyone. I
sense you've got good politics and you care about humanity. Elaborate on all that. What inspires you, moves you in a musical direction with meaning?
Yeah, I think that inspiration continues to change as I continue to evolve and mature as an artist. But as it stands in this moment, definitely 100% God first. My family, my children, and just everyday life. Seeing the different things that are happening throughout the world, having conversations with amazing people such as yourself, and just taking that and drawing inspiration from it and trying to put it into the music. For this particular project, ALKEBULAN II, it was very much so me trying to figure out where I came from, trying to figure out my ancestral roots, and doing an ancestry DNA test and finding out that I'm majority Nigerian, and then taking that information and trying to put it into the music, which then just had me embark on this crazy, incredible journey for this album of going overseas, recording at Abbey Road Studios with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra, which was an 80-piece orchestra. It was absolutely amazing. That experience I will hold on to forever. And then from there, going to Africa and filming a short film around the album, which was incredible. And then premiering that short film at the Regal Theater in downtown LA, which was also incredible. So it's like the moment of just like multiple dreams just coming true over and over and over again. And I think that that's a testament to just hard work and dedication and perseverance.
They got a Regal Theater in LA, huh? I used to go to the one here in Chicago.
Are you talking about the one on 79th? And yeah, okay, but that's a different Regal Theater.
I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I saw Al Hibbler there and Ola Tunji.
Really? Wow. Yeah. That's incredible.
Yeah. So what are you working on next? What's your big plans? You got a couple minutes left. Give me the news.
Well, God willing, we bring this Grammy home February 2nd. We continue to push the album. We have a beautiful short film behind the project. So we continue to push that short film as much as possible, not only for the benefit of the album, but also for educational purposes all throughout the United States and abroad. Potentially continuing the second leg of my tour, the ALKEBULAN tour. So that would be really cool to just continue to push that for 2025, and obviously working on more music. So another album is obviously inevitably on the way. And I'm really excited about that.
Hey, Matt, what was your feeling when you first got a Grammy nomination a couple years back?
I don't think that feeling ever gets old. And honestly, there's a reaction video to this nomination. And my wife and I, we just hugged one another. We cried and we were just elated. We were filled with joy. And it's one of those things where it's a once in a lifetime opportunity and you don't know when you're going to get another one. So every time a nomination comes through, thank God this was our second one, but I don't think it'll ever get old. I think tears will continue to be shed regardless of whether it's my third, fourth, fifth, or 10th. And we will forever be grateful.
Well, we're rooting for you, Southside brother.
Thank you so much.
Southside.
Thank you.
We're going to look forward to meeting you in person. If you come here and you play here in Chicago, we'll be there. And we're going to play your music from ALKEBULAN II as we go out. And I want everyone to stay tuned here on the left end of your dial or however you're getting live from the Heartland, because we're coming on with Don Rose. We're going to talk politics because it's a heavy time we're in. And it's good we have musicians out there cheering us up, because all of us have to do a lot of struggle. And we have to stand up for justice, humanity, all good things.
Amen to that. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much
for having me.
We'll be right back.